In this part 4 of the week 5 process modeling, we want to discuss transient case for an ideal binary distillation. So we have discussed in the previous week the McCaptil method applications to binary distillations. In here, we show in figure 1 is the each stage for a binary distillation column with the mass balance around each stage given by these equations in here, where these two terms in here implying the in, okay, and then these terms in here implying the out. As you can see in here, these two are the in and these two are the out in here. Okay, and then Mi in here is the liquid holdup in the each stage. The vapor liquid equilibrium curve can be given by this particular equation. Okay, all the needed calculation has been given in my additional notes in here. So for example, if you go into the ideal binary distillations in here, I show for the binary mixture how can this formula is derived by the first definitions of the volatility of the binary mixtures. Okay, as you go through here, and then you continue, then you will get this term in here. Okay, just note that in this particular equations in here, we have skipped the subscript of AB and A, okay, but this one is the same actually. Okay, then if I move into the next slide, we show in here that for the feed stage of a binary distillation column, note that along this example we assume that the molar fluid of the vapor and liquid to be constant, and then the molar liquid holdup is constant for all stages. Okay, and this first expressions in here coming from the mass balance of L plus L and F minus 1 is equal L and F if feed is present as liquid. And then this one is also coming from the slide 41 of the week 3. This one is slide 42 of the week 3 as well. Or if I show you in the additional material, as you can see in here, you have to keep on referring into the slide 41 and 42, where this F2 L plus DB equal Ln minus V is I show you in here, okay, on top in here, where we are focusing in here on the reboiler, and in here is on the condenser part. So that's where you get this, and then you get this. Okay, that's where you basically get this particular things in here. Okay, so we go back again. So there is an interrelation between the one that we give in the steady state binary distillations with this particular distillation. So I will have to go back and forth to basically show you the connections. Now as we move into the next stage, then we have to define the connections between the rectifying sections and the stripping sections, and also that one is for the liquid flow rates and for the vapor flow rates as well. Okay, then you will ask yourself, how can I get this and how can I get these four equations? That I show you again in the additional materials. So additional material will give you everything that you need to see. Here I show you how L from the rectifying section is equal to L. Okay, L as is the liquid in the liquid flow rate in the stripping section will be what is coming from the rectifying plus the portions of the liquid that comes from the liquid feed from the feed in here. Okay, because the feed in here consisting of a vapor and a liquid. So the LS in here should come from the top and then also from the feed portions of the, I mean the liquid feed of the liquid portions of the feed. Okay, and then the vapor flow rates, these two equations is basically the one on the rectifying will be coming from the additionals of the one from the stripping section plus the portions of the feed that comes as a vapor to the top. So that's why you have these four equations in here. Okay, then moving back into the previous slide. So now it's clear where you get these four equation or expressions. Then now we can formulate the component balances where the condenser is like this, rectifying is like this, feed stage like this, stripping section and reboiler is like this. Again, you need to go back into the additional materials to see how all this being derived. So for the feed stage, then it becomes similar with the previous one as in this slide in here. Okay, but for the condenser, then you have to create this figure in here, and basically you have to derive what is the component that is going out and what is the component that is going in. And then for the reboiler, you have to basically focus on these reboiler sections in here to be able to derive these things in here for condenser and reboiler. And then if you do everything properly, then you will get the same as what I derive in here. Okay, this one is for the condenser. This one in here is for the reboiler. Okay, now I move back again in here. So this all has been shown already. Then we go next into the MATLAB function. We are using a MATLAB function din this. Din in here is probably referring to the dynamic distillation case. Okay, and dynamic distillation in here has 1, 2, 3, 4 input. Okay, t is the time factor, x is the dependent variables of interest, I think. Then the part in here is a structure variable consisting of the parameter fields that are defined as follows. So there is a relative volatility, number of total stage, and so on and so on. Okay, in here we continued with the definitions in here, and then there is a change in the operating conditions. If we don't set up that there is a change in terms of the time, the time in here is this variable in here t, and then this is t, and then this is t in here. Okay, this time in here is related with the change in the reflux. The time for this is related with the change in the vapor flow, for example. And then this one is related with the change in the feed. The time in here is related with the change in the feed compositions, and then the change in here, for example, related with the change in the feed flow rate, for example. Okay, we need to check back again into the definitions in here, where this is basically a reboiler vapor rate in here. Okay, then this line of the MATLAB code is just expressing the differential equation that we express in this slide in here. Okay, so that one is expressed in the MATLAB in here. This one is for the condense, this one is the initialization, this one is the equation that was shown in the previous slides. You see in the first slides, these equations in here, right? And then once we start from here again, this one, and then the condenser, rectifying section, feed stage, stripping section, and reboiler. Then following that MATLAB code that we use for defining the dynamic binary distillation system, then we can also make another MATLAB for the steady state liquid composition, which consists of these two input. Okay, the input argument is defined as in here, and then this one is showing, the MATLAB code is showing the same equations, except that this one is basically just an algebraic equation, because the accumulation term or derivative term will be equal to 0, and this one can be solved using an fsolve. So based on this set of MATLAB code, we can then go into the example. There is, for example, if we have a 30-stage column with the overhead condenser as stage 1, the feed stage as stage 15, reboiler as stage 30, the relative volatility 1.5, the feed rate is defined as this, the feed composition 0.5, and the feed condition is Q equal 1, bubble point liquid. So the feed exists as a liquid at its bubble point, the reflux ratio 2.7, the vapor rate leaving the reboiler is 3.2, and then we define the holdup in the condenser and reboiler 5 mole, and then the holdup in each tank as 0.5. More importantly is that we define at time equal T of 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes of operation, then we put in a 1% change in the reflux flow rate. Then we want to plot the profile from 0 to 400. Okay, and then also the final liquid composition profile at time equal 400 minutes. Then that's what we did in here, is we define all these variables in here. Okay, and then we notice that the most important thing in here is that the change in terms of the reflux ratio is defined in here as 0.01 multiplied by d par r, and then we put that since this change happens at 10 minutes, then this will be put as 0. Note that there is no other change in the other variables, so this will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0. Okay, then first we want to solve the steady state case first to get the value of the compositions at every tray, okay, which will be used as an initial conditions. Okay, after we get the initial value, then we use this initial value that we get from this XO as an input for this ODE 45 that will use this dynamic distillation M-file functions from 0 up to 400. So this T0 in here is defined as 0, and this TF in here is 400 in here, as defined as 400. And then we put in all these things, and then we plot this, basically serve as plotting the final value. As we can see in here, we have the composition of X, or the liquid molar compositions, that change on the distillation on the top and then on the bottom. The top one will change like this, the bottom one will change like this. Okay, the change start to occur at the time of 10 minutes as we show in here. Okay, and then this basically shows the mole compositions of the liquid at different plate. So this one is at 5, 10, 11, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Okay, so then I think we conclude the discussions of the dynamic simulations of LAM model for this week. Anything that is unclear, I suggest you to go back into the additional material, because I have derived everything as detailed as possible. And if you still have any inquiry, you are always welcome to contact me. Thank you for listening.